Okay, and we're live. I'm gonna do you. Oh, you know what? This one's gonna be titled stories. Okay, but I'm gonna get to this. I'm gonna actually tell a stories this time. I'm not gonna be playing no games. Okay, hold on. Checking something out. I'm gonna get my piece of paper so I can write some names down. Made up names for characters. Okay. Um. I gotta do something right quick. But excuse me. This is called The Thrill of the Chase Stories. That's what I'm gonna title the video. The other video I did wasn't. It was supposed to be, but I got distracted. Hold on. I can't figure out how to live stream from the computer. So it's all good, you know. Oh. Okay, hold on. Oh, that was yesterday, okay. Okay. Okay, off to the story now. Okay. I tried to do this right. I was gonna be pain in the butt. So me and hold on. John, we'll just call him John. Think about calling. Let's see. We'll say his name is John, and then his last name is Don. John Don. Okay, so hold on a second. I gotta turn this down. Or turn it off, actually. So John and I are actually up in what do you call it? I think it's Wyoming. Trying to find the location where we were at. We're out looking for, well, we're searchers in the the Forrest Fenn chase, but we haven't discovered it yet at this time. Well, we're going to end up discovering how the poem is solved in the story, so I've got to find out. Where was that? I don't know if it's Wyoming or... Hold on. Is Swan Lake, Montana? Or is it, hold on, either Swan Lake or Silver Lake? We're near... Hold on a second. Oh, snap. I think, okay, so we're in Swan Lake, Montana, visiting. I think this is it. I gotta wait for this damn thing to load. Ugh. So we're around here. He's an architect for a company. Let's just call it, let's say, trying to think of a good name. Hold on, I'm gonna think of a good name. He's an architect for this company, so him and I were talking about the poem. I showed him my view on it, and he was like, I told him that Forrest Fenn, I got him into this chase, and I'll tell a story of how him and I met in another video. But I got him into the chase, and I told him that about the poem, and told him that Forrest Fenn said he felt like an architect. And I was like, architects work with numbers and letters, and they work with grids too. He's like, don't they? I was asking him, don't they? And he said, yeah. And I was like, hey, you got any more? Can you show me how you guys work with stuff? And then he started showing me. And we're trying to take those principles and apply them to the poem. Trying to think. Trying to think of a good name for the architectural company he works. Let's see. Architect. We'll just call it Architect 360 is the name of the place. Oh, you know what? Ooh. Hold on a second. Boom, 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 boom. Architects, because they work with technology and architecture, and they do an outstanding job. And him and I are like, we're actually out here in Montana. On vacation. I gotta hop between here and YouTube to see if anybody's watching. Hold on, give me a second. Gotta get some water. If you're watching this, thank you for joining. About time I got the story started already. And please don't forget to destroy that like button and that subscribe button. Okay, so you know, we're in our RV. I was gonna pick that RV, but let me see. The chapel. Let me find out where this is. See what the. I'm trying to find out what kind of building that is. Screw it. Let me go down the road here. We're visiting in Montana for like a month. We're going looking around for. He's got some family out here that we're staying with. Oh, I don't think they're gonna let me zoom in or go into that location. Hold on. Now, I'm wondering if I unattach. Oh, this computer is gonna piss me off. This computer is acting like a slow piece of shit, so I'm probably gonna end this live stream because I hate when this shit happens. It shows the actual screen, which I don't know. Hold on. Get the hell out of there, motherfucker. I'm seriously thinking about ending this live stream and then just starting all over, but dumb piece of shit. Okay. Thanks for hitting the like button, whoever liked it. Trying to tell a story, and this computer is acting like a retard, so. I mean, really, really, really bad. Me and John are, like I said, visiting, and we're at his aunt and uncle's house. Trying to go to it though, but it's acting real slow. So I'm gonna have to actually go X out of YouTube. I'm still live streaming, but I won't see the chat because this computer is acting really stupid. You know what? Actually, Let me go to incognito. Sometimes when I go incognito, it goes faster. Excuse me. Guess I'll have to give me a minute. John and I are, he's an architect, and I guess, I don't know what, I make music, and we're both looking for the Forrest Fenn treasure chest. We're visiting, we got a month. I think we got an idea where it's at. So we're actually farther away. We live elsewhere, but his family lives in Montana. So I'm him and I are actually in Montana. So we're closer to the rest of the search states because we naturally are live way farther away. Um, Actually, hold on. I'm gonna go to incognito mode. It's the computer's fault. Don't get mad at me. I'm not trying to take too much time. It's the computer being a slow piece of shit. So as soon as I could get better equipment, I'll be doing this a lot faster and better. Okay, hold on. Oh, shoot. What the hell? It says sign in. I guess I have to sign in to incognito mode. Hold on. I was gonna write some of this stuff down earlier, but I didn't think of it. Well, I did, but I mean, I got too focused with other things. But sometimes I wouldn't think of it. Okay, back to my channel. Oh, hey. No, I haven't got it figured out. Smoking Joe, thanks for joining. I'm trying to do this. I'm starting the story. Regardless, I'll figure the rest out. If I could get 1,000 subscribers, this will be a lot better. I think I'll be able to stream Google Maps. I just started the story, so buddy John Don and I, his last name is spelled D-A-W-N, are in Montana, and he works for a company called Architect 360, which uses architecture and technology. Like, they're an awesome group. Hold on a second. I hate all this shit I have to go through just to do this stuff. Hold on, I'm checking. The stupid Google Maps starts at where I live, and I want to be able to put the camera to the screen, but I can't because then it shows where I live, and I'm not trying to have people know where I live, you know? So for, privacy reasons, it shows it. So I have to go to here. We're at Swan Lake. Hopefully they let me, so we're here. He's an architect. I introduced him to the poem. Been at this for like, I don't know, 2-3 months. I'm making this stuff up as I go. His aunt and uncle live there. Again, they don't really live there. This is all just a story. We're hanging out for a little bit. I'm probably gonna have to go to writing the story down too. So we get there and we end up we don't tell his family because we don't want them to know, because you know how people can be. They can get greedy and they'll try to, if they find out we got the blueprints to the poem, at least some of it figured out, then they'll probably try to take it without us knowing and find it themselves. So we get there, but we don't say nothing. He's got the blueprints hidden. Google Chrome is not responding. I'm trying to be able to go back and forth. You know what? I probably should just... So I'll just stick to this and check from time to time if it lets me. We got an RV, like one of those big RVs. We had stocked the refrigerator up with food and stuff, mostly like dry food. And we're going hunting in the woods over here. So let me show you, because there's a lot of trees. So there's that house that we're looking at is like, I believe right here. Look at that. That's a lot of trees. We'd go hunting in I don't know, I'd say a couple hours. But we're just getting settled in. I know it's kind of, because I'm trying to do this off the top of my head, but I guess, I don't know. Usually I get a bunch of ideas running through my head, and it's like not easy to tell off the top of your head for some weird reason. That's why I love writing, because it's like you could just write all this stuff down and tell a story that way. But we just get there, and we're not telling nobody about our solve of the poem. We got some ideas of how it's to be solved, but he's got to do a little bit more research on the poem and knowing what he knows, and he's teaching me some of the stuff he knows about it to solve the whole poem. Because Forrest Fenn said, I showed him the part where Forrest Fenn said it's like architectural blueprints as opposed to just writing, and that set off like a warning bell in my head. And then when I contacted him about it, he was blown away by it too. And I showed him my solve, and he was like, wow, dude, I think you're onto something. And I was like, yeah, I think so too, because everything I'm doing is what Forrest Fenn says to do. And then I showed him the tennis racket and how it's a grid, and that's like a slight hint as to how to solve the poem. So it's like, yeah, we gotta. Him and I like we both gotta try to solve this thing now. Okay, we're at Swan Lake. Oh snap! We're at Swan Lake. It's a pretty big lake. A pretty big lake. Holy smokes! Hey, that's a big ass lake. Look at that shit. Runs into a river. Yeah, that's definitely a big lake. Whereas they won't let me zoom in or go bird's eye view, so we're at this house. We just get there. Hadn't seen his aunt and uncle in, I guess, a year or two. They show us to our rooms in there, and then she's like, "You guys hungry?" And we're like, "Yeah." She's like, "We're making some." We get there like 8 o'clock, and she's like, "Well, we're making some biscuits and gravy with some bacon and eggs. You guys want some?" And we're like, "Yeah, hell yeah," because we hadn't eaten for a while. We're trying to like save our food. We got it stocked up to last a certain length of time, and we hadn't eaten in forever. So while they're downstairs, I was like, okay, dude, we gotta find out how we're gonna go about doing this, uh, solving the rest of this poem. And it's like, they might have a table. He said they might have a table in the. Hold on a second. In the basement. I'll have to go ask and see if we can use that down there. Because he's in this room and I'm in this room, and I was thinking to myself, I was telling him, well, we can see if we could put one of the tables up in here and use it, because it might be kind of obvious if we go down in the basement, or see if there's anything in this room. And he said, well, we might have to check out. He said we might have to check out that area, see if we can use that. But if we go and tell them, hey, can we use that to talk, they might get suspicious and wonder what's going on. So we might have to scope it out when they're not looking. They said later on they have to go somewhere, so that'll give us plenty of time to go check it out. I was like, well, we could probably go now and see if we could just go for a walk around the area. Tell them well, actually, we'll wait till we go, we eat first, and then we go for a walk and check out that brown, well, what we should call, we could call it Homer Brown, because that's brown and it looks like a home. But I was like, we could do that, but we kind of don't want to be obvious, because if we wait till they go and then we set up the blueprints on the table in there, then they won't know. But then how are we gonna do that after, like, every day after today? We're gonna have to have some way to set it up. If only we had like a hideout somewhere over here. And he's like, you know what? We did bring some tents. So what we can do is, we got some money, right? You got some money, right? I was like, yeah. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I asked him, and he said, we go get a fold-out table. We got little tents. We could go get a huge tent and plant it there in the woods. And we're talking about like, hold on, we're talking about like going from there, maybe somewhere out here camping, or way out here camping. We got not dirt bikes, but mountain bikes. And we're thinking secluded as secluded as can be. Hold on, let me look at the, oh, there's no photos. It's a photo of the mountain over there. Oh, that's a beautiful view, though. You know, we might have to come over here. We do have a vehicle. His aunt and uncle, I think, might have some ATVs. So this looks like a good area. But this is that's over here at Flathead National Forest. And we're like over here. We're in this area. So that's a bit of a drive, especially on some ATVs. 6 Mile Mountain doesn't have no pictures on it. No pictures around it, of course, unfortunately. So, because we need, you know, we could have done it at, well, he lives at a different house in a different state, and I'm gonna have to think about where we live in this story. So, I want it somewhere nice, where I live and where he lives. But I think my place will be in like Seattle or something. His place will be, I don't know. I'll think of that one, but that would be a cool location. Here's another location we could go to. Oh wait, this is the same one. What? Okay, hold on. Let me look. Okay, different place. Hey, baby. Got a lady there. That's a nice lake. I'm looking at the pictures over here. Oh, snap. Oh, yeah. Your effort will be worth the cold. That is very cold way up here. But we're not in that time of season. Thank God. So, we're thinking we gotta find some place in the woods where we can go. It's where we think the poem leads us, yeah. It's not anywhere in Michigan, Montana. But it's closer to the Forest Search. Montana is one of the Forest Search states, so it's closer to where we're needing to go than where we live. If you're joining, you guys like this? I'm just making the story up. It's gonna get interesting, but I'm gonna do some writing about it so I can give more details. I usually would have what do you call it? Wrote the story down, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like it takes a while for me to write, and then I'll get so many ideas that flood my head, and I was like, ugh, it's a nightmare. Okay, whoever thumbed it down, you're a pain in the butt. I'm just making the story up. It's gonna be a good story. It's gonna get better and better though, but you got to start somewhere. So him and I are like, we got okay. That's his uncle's house, Uncle and Aunt's house. They're downstairs making breakfast, and we're talking about how we're gonna put these blueprints because he went into some details with this. Him and I both we're starting to draw. We analyzed the poem, what the words tell us to do, and we're starting on constructing the blaze and the map, trying to figure out how everything's done. We found some very interesting stuff in that process of doing that, but he's got it hidden, like he's got it rolled up and put into his briefcase, or not briefcase, suitcase. But nobody knows about it but us two in the story. all they know is like I'm a musician, he's an architect, and so they'll never figure it out. They'll think we're probably talking about architectural stuff, which it will let them know it'll be some architectural things. And I told them we'll have to tell them we're on vacation, and that we're, what do you call it? We're on vacation, but we're talking about some blueprints to somebody's house that they want their house done a certain way. So we'll tell them, hey, we can't really talk about it too much because it's like personal, and that'll give us all the personal time to work on that. They'll probably think, well, if it's work, then why are you guys on vacation? And we'll just tell them, I told them we'll just be like, hey, it's gives us a time. We're on vacation, going out here in the woods and camping and stuff, or hiking or whatever. But it's a project we're working on, and it's gonna pay us good. So we decided we'll take some time off, but in our off time, we'll still be working on the blueprints. And he's like, okay, you know what? That's a good idea. We'll just tell him when we get down there in about 10-20 minutes, because his aunt said in about 10 to 20 minutes it'll be ready. Breakfast will be ready. So he's like, we're like, okay. And he said when we get down there, we'll just tell him then that we're needing to work on this stuff, and ask them if they got a table in the basement or something. And I was like, well, aren't we going to just do that thing with the tent and go out in the woods and talk about it? He's like, I want to, but what if people are hunting? When they hunt, they're like really quiet. What if we don't hear them and they overhear us talking about it? Whereas this way, if the doors are closed in that little, it's not a barn, I don't think, but it's like a guest room, guest house. But they have 2 guest houses here and 1 in there. And he said, if we have the doors closed, nobody will hear us. I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. But still, what if something happens? And he's like, if something happens, he cut me off. He says, if something happens, they'll open the door and we'll hear them. There's no way they don't have no microphones or no cameras set up or anything like that. So they won't know we're talking about the Forrest Fenn poem. They don't even know about the poem. Hey, Smoking Joe, or anybody, if you're in the chat, let me know. If you guys want to be part of the story, just let me know. We can brainstorm together, kind of build this story up, make it big. It'd be pretty cool. But I don't know if you're watching. This is it's getting more fun and more interesting. Hold on, give me a second. I gotta get something to drink. From time to time, I'm gonna come back to the YouTube channel, and you guys just let me know if you're there. If you're watching and you like the story, it's off the top of my head, but after I'm done with this live stream, I'm gonna start writing more about the story and then tell what I got. I'm probably gonna take time. I might do 1 video a week, or just build up the story and like I planned. And then hold on a second. Build up the story and then write it all down, all my ideas. But this will also give me practice on being able to tell stories off the top of my head. It'll get me sharper in thinking off the top of my head with the stories, because I've never told stories like this before. Hold on a second. Okay, so I'm like, yeah, either way, we go there, we go in the woods, but um, what if, are you going to be taking, asked him, are you going to be taking the blueprints with you wherever you go, or aren't we going to need a place to hide them without nobody knowing it, so we don't have to carry them with you all the time? He's like, well, we don't have the whole thing solved yet. We're just in the right direction, so we need to work on this as much as we can and try solving it to where it's fully solved. But then he was like, well, I'm glad we don't have it solved just yet, because we got to think of how once we solve the blueprints, once we draw it all the way out in the map and everything, we're going to need to find a way to hide it. Like if we just roll it up and hide it, and someone comes across the hiding spot, they're going to open it out, and there's going to be like, oops, it's going to be right there, smacked in their face. Like, okay, here it is. And all they have to do is, once they see the words, they'll just have to, if they don't understand what it is, they'll see it's a poem, but they'll look up the words. If they come across it, say I hide it somewhere and someone discovers it, whether it's my aunt or uncle. If they roll it open and they see the words and the architectural blueprints to this poem, then they just have to look it up on Google and say, what's this? And they'll see it's Forrest Fenn poem. They'll see that it's a Forrest Fenn poem. And they might do some research without us knowing it. They'll see exactly what we're trying to do, and then we're screwed. So we're going to have to find a way to not only hide it, but maybe hide it into different parts. Maybe like, because right now it's rolled up. He was telling me it's rolled up. So we'll have to write it down on a piece of paper in little parts, so it's more compact, pocket-sized parts, and easier to hide. And then we'll piece them together, like a map. He's talking about like this, like this, like this, like this. You know what I'm saying? All of these will come together to form the whole map. Because Forrest Fenn said it's a map, but he said it's also architectural blueprints. I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. But how are we going to do that? That's the question, because it's not going to be easy, I don't think. Because there'll be clips of the words. So we'll have to be able to scramble the words around to where we know. But if we do that and we start numbering the pieces of paper, if someone comes across two pieces, they'll see, okay, this is part of this. They'll put one of them together with the other one, and they might start looking around for wherever the other pieces are and try to piece them together. Or they'll let other people know. So if we hide this thing, we got to hide it really well. That way nobody knows. He's like, yeah, we'll think of something, but for now we gotta just hide this one. He's got it rolled up in a, what do you call it? Like a cylinder. One of those cylinder things. And he's looking for a place. He's like, I think they got an attic up in here, so I'll have to check and see if they got a little crawl space. It doesn't look like there's much of a crawl space or something up there. But sometimes houses like this have a little tiny space where you can, like, for storage. And he's like, we can't put it in the basement because where are we going to hide it? And I was like, so you got on your briefcase, right? He's like, yeah. Now, if we lock that briefcase, then they'll probably be suspicious. Why are you locking your briefcase? That's not going to be normal. He's like, I know, man. I'll think of something. Maybe we go to the store, get a container, and we bury it. And I was like, well, how are we gonna be able to unbury it if there's people around? And then I was like, I got an idea. When when we're out in the woods, like here's the tent. Oh, I gotta stop drawing. I keep drawing, looking through the phone at this thing, and I'm like, no, don't do that. Look at the actual paper. See, the tent is like it's one of those big tents, like I don't know, 12-person tent, but this is just visual. It's not rectangular, or it's not like rectangular like that. Actually, it's one of those those tents that go. How would you draw that? Boom, 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 boom. It's like a 12-person tent. It's kind of big, but you know how there's looking at the tent from an architectural perspective. This is the top. Here we'll say like this. This is the tent, but let's remove this right here. Inside the tent, I told him about this idea, and actually, this is an idea I have had in mind. I don't think anybody, I don't even think anybody on this earth has ever thought of this. It's pretty crazy though, but it's cool. When you're in a tent and you want to hide something underground, you put the tent over the hole. You just pick a hole, but when you get the tent, you cut a hole in the bottom. So what we did, I told him what we'll do is we'll cut a big square out of the tent so we can dig and dig and dig and then put them in buckets. And then when the coast is clear around here, we'll go toss the dirt out, and that'll let us dig underneath, because we don't need to dig a big trench or anything. It's just going to be like, here's the tent, here's the spot under the ground, and then we'll just cover it up. We'll put the cylinder. There I go, looking through the phone again. We'll put the cylinder right here, and that's where we'll keep the blueprints. And he's like, hey, that's a very good idea, man, because nobody out there will know if there are anybody walking by. If there is anybody walking by, they won't see, because we'll have the tent to conceal our actions. I was like, exactly. So we have to go to the store to get it. And he's like, well, after breakfast, we'll do that. I was like, okay, good idea. So we start heading downstairs, and I was like, so is breakfast ready? She's like, it sure is. And I was like, smells good. She's like, thank you. It's a family recipe, like one of the long-standing family recipes that they've had for a long time. She's like, we've had it for a long time. I was like, wow, that's cool. So we all sit down, and she asked us what we're doing here, and I was like, we're vacationing, and we're also doing some. I'm trying to help him with some work. He's an architect. I'm a musician, but I like to learn about structural things, and architecture is one of my favorite things. And she's like, oh yeah, he's very good at what he does. His boss says a lot of good things about him. He's the top in his field. I was like, I don't doubt it. Him and I have sat down for a few minutes, and he's told me about some of the things that they're doing in their company with technology and architecture. And I was like, wow. I was blown away when he told me this stuff. And she was like, yeah, so was I, and so was Bob. Susan and Bob are the aunt and uncle. Gotta write that down. Susan is John's aunt, and Bob's his uncle. Bobby. Susan and Bobby. Oh, cool. Okay. So, and then John was telling Susan and Bobby that he's there. He's on vacation, but he's also needing to do some stuff with some a private. I guess I don't know if it's private contractor, somebody that's wants a personal building constructed. And he said, I wanted to get out there and get some fresh air, but since it's a big project and they're willing to pay me good for it, I told him I would take some time out on my vacation time and work on it. So she's like, oh, okay, I see. That makes sense. He's like, speaking of working on it, do you guys have a place where we can just have some quiet time and focus on it? Because I'm kind of teaching Jason what I do, and using these blueprints as a educational tool for him, because he finds it fascinating, like you said earlier, and we need something to lay it down on. And she's like, well, we don't have anything here. Sorry about that. It's like, well, if I get a table, do you have? Is that our house? Not our house, but the house outside. Is that room available? She's like, oh sure, if you guys want, yeah, it's a guest house, but you can use that for your work if you want. So it's like, I was like, oh, thank God, because we need something like that out there in the wilderness. You got, like, if it starts raining or something, we don't want to ruin the blueprints. So she's like, yeah, I understand. And so we kept eating and stuff, and she says after we were done eating, she's like, well, Bobby and I have to go run some errands, and it's going to take us a couple hours. You guys don't mind staying here watching the house, do you? And she hands him the key copy. If you guys decide to go out, here's a copy of the house key so you guys can get in. And he's like, oh, okay, thanks. She's like, no problem. And if you need anything, just don't hesitate to call and let me know. So he's like, okay, we won't. So she goes and gets ready, and Bobby goes and gets ready, and then they end up getting in their vehicle and taking off. So I'm like, now that we got the house to ourselves, what are we gonna do? He's like, well, we gotta plan some stuff for when we do figure out where this treasure chest is, because I don't know that my boss or some other people don't know for sure. I'm not sure if they know, but they've been showing some signs that they're on to me about something. Like, they think I'm up to something or I'm doing something. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, well, they might have accidentally overheard my conversation about the Forrest Fenn poem, and I don't know. I don't know if they know for sure what I'm doing. So we got to plan everything out into detail, exactly what we're gonna do, because they had some very suspicious looks when I happened to walk in to the office, because one of them had called for me. So I walked in, and the conversation all of a sudden changed, and I just played stupid. This is what John was telling me. I just played stupid and acted like I didn't know. So I got to go into some more details. But for now, I'm gonna go check up in the attic and see if there's a place to hide these blueprints. So you can come with me if you want, or stay here. But I'm gonna go check right quick up in the attic and see what they got. If they got a hiding spot. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go with you. So him and I go up and check in the attic for what do you call it? For a place to hide, and we ended up finding a pull down. What do you call it? A pull down thing. It's a little space. You like basically it's over here. It's a very tiny space to put a few things in, and I was like, "Are you sure about this?" And he's like, not really. But I was like, "Well, why don't we?" Because this is kind of like it's kind of big, and we need it. I mean, it's like it's not. It's a little bit bigger than the piece of paper, the blueprints, and I don't know. I'd say about maybe I don't know maybe 3 or 4 times the size, 2 or 3 times the size, maybe. But it's drawn out and it's written out, and I said it's pretty big. So if they need to go in there and they find that, it's like I know, man, I know. I was like, well, let's put it in the RV since we can lock it up in there. And I got a space under the main bed because there's like a what do you call it? In one of the RV in my RV, there's a bed, like a queen bed, but inside there's a underneath the bed there's a little space to put that stuff in. I was like, I can put it in there and then block the middle part underneath the bed to where nobody will see it. And he's like, okay, good idea. And I was like, nobody can get in here. They'd have to break the window or something. But nobody's going to know about it yet. It's like, okay, good idea. So we go out to the RV, which it's a bit bigger than this one. I'm thinking, hold on. This thing's acting slow, hold on. Oh, what do you know? There's the aunt and uncle right there. Now I'm playing. The RV is one of those long ones, like one of those long ones. This one's like a short one. The other one's like, I don't know, about 2 times the size. And we're like all the way down this road. I'm gonna have to go to Bing Maps and see if there's a better look of that house. But we ended up going to the RV and I put it underneath inside the queen bed. You know how they have a big bed? It's for like 2 people, like a married couple or whatever. He was in I sleep on the main bed. He's like on the little pull-out sofa like bed thing. And I told him I'll put it under there. He's like, okay. I locked it up. We left, and I was like, so we need to go out. Let's go out for a walk in the woods and just talk about what we're gonna do. And I was like, the good thing about this part is we don't have to have no big ass blueprints. We could just take a pad of paper and write down our ideas. And he's like, yeah, exactly. So I was like, let's go out to the woods and let's just enjoy the nature and look all around. And you call up your aunt and uncle and ask them if we can use the ATVs, the 4-wheelers. He's like, okay. They got those kind of the 4-wheelers that got the little canopy. Hold on, let me show y'all what I'm talking about. It's pretty cool. It's gonna take its sweet ass time. I hope y'all are enjoying this. This story is getting pretty fun. I know it takes a while for me to explain it. I'm going off the top of my head, and I've never done this before, so I'm just trying to do something fun and enjoyable story, It's going to get better and better, though, because I'm going to start writing notes down and what we're planning on doing. Hold on. I don't know what the hell this thing's problem is. It's one of those it's like an ATV, but it's got the little canopy on top. You got the, while that piece of shit's waiting or slowly loading, I'm gonna try to draw it out. It's like one of these, I'm not that good of an artist, so don't judge me. Bum, bum. You know how you have the ATV like this, and then there's the seats, and then there's the steering wheel, there's the like dashboard, and this thing, it's got the little, it's kind of like that, not like a golf court thingy, golf cart, but how the golf cart has a canopy, but instead it's like an ATV. It's I forgot the name of it. Dang it. It's like one of them. If you've played Far Cry 5, I love that game. You know what? Actually, let me go check. Hold on. I got the game Far Cry 5. Let me go check it out. Um Let me see if I can let me see if I can find the a picture of it. Oh, dang it. Of course I don't have it. The computer's acting slow again, of course. It's on the game. It's on the Far Cry 5 game. But we're going to go get one. Him and I are going to get... They got like, I think, 3 or 4 of them. So he's going to get one. I'm going to get one. We've got enough money to put gas in it. So, hold on. My room is a mess. Oh, God. I gotta clean that damn thing. Nice and sunny out. But we're gonna get one of those. Hold on a second. Who's still with me in the chat? If you guys don't mind writing in the chat. Assuming those that are watching are hold on, are able to understand English, because sometimes I guess people watch your videos and they don't understand English from another country or whatever, It's one of those things, though. It's like a four-wheeler. Oh, snap. Hey, Alamo. Have you been watching the story yet? Listening to the story, I mean? I'm kind of off the top of my heading it. Doing it off the top of my head. Oh, look at here. We got 2 dislikes. Nice try. We got 4 likes. Keep up the liking, y'all. I said 4. Dang it. Alamo, thanks for joining. Wait, what do you mean? Just for a few minutes? What do you mean by that? Like you've only been watching for a few minutes, or you're only here for a few minutes? Like, are you having to go somewhere? Oh, are you going to be here for a while? I was thinking about ending the stream, but if you're going to be here for a while, then I'll keep it going. Um, Four wheelers. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, snap. Yeah. I'll show you all what I'm talking about. Like that. That's in Far Cry 5. You could drive one of those. We're getting one of these. He's getting one, I'm getting one that they've got in their garage. So we're going to be driving Polaris. That's what those are. Dang it. Oh, snap. Google Maps. Okay. Oh. Oh, you only got here a few minutes ago. It's about it's one of the stories of the thrill of the chase. It's like where me and my buddy um John, he's an architect, and him and I are visiting his aunt and uncle Susan and Bobby, and he's an architect, and I got him into the chase. I've told this already at the beginning of the story, so I'll just paraphrase it or summarize it, I should say. But we what was it? I told him about it because he's an architect, and him and I have been friends. I think I said him and I have been friends what, either 2 or 3 months, or we've been working on this for about 2 or 3 months, or I don't remember. It's in the beginning of the story, but he's an architect. I told him about the poem and how Forrest Fenn said he felt like an architect, and he was blown away. So him and I started working on it from an architect's perspective, and he started coming up with a lot of stuff, started drawing it out. So we're working on solving the poem, and we're up in Montana. We're right here. Hold on. We're at his aunt and uncle's house there. They're out there. They're out and about doing some stuff. Him and I are trying to figure out what we're going to do once we get this thing fully solved, and how we're going to hide it to where we can actually access the poem without nobody knowing it, because it's it's on a big piece of sheet of paper, so it's kind of rolled up. But it's our journey to finding the treasure chest. And I already know what state it's going to be in. I'm not going to say it just yet. Y'all have to stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe on this channel. This is just a story. People are disliking it, like as if I'm giving out a false solve or something. I don't know what the hell their problem is. So this is just a story. It's going to get more interesting. But we're at Swan Lake, and I'll just say in this story. Oh snap. Oh snap. They're going to hold on. They went to Walmart. They had to go run a few errands, so we're over here in Swan Lake in Michigan. Michigan. I keep getting the M's confused. Not Michigan, but Montana. So their house is over here. They're like it's a bit of a drive to Walmart in Kalispell, or do I want it? Hold on. Trying to figure out which way is quicker. They're gonna go the quickest route. Oh, that's a long way. How would you get there? So yeah, their nearest Walmart is in Kalispell, I believe. They're going there and they're doing a few other things for a couple hours. Once they get there, it's gonna probably be a bit longer, but it's basically our journey to solving the poem. Hold on a second. I'm gonna have to set you guys down right quick. I'll be right back, y'all. I should probably what do you call it? I should probably get some like pictures of people, random people on the Google, and just use them as uh, characters for the story. That would be funny. You still here, Alamo? Smoking Joe? Anybody? I've asked the people that are watching. I don't know. Every time I ask them if they could let me know if they're watching, they don't really. They don't let me know. Um, Actually, I'm gonna get some water. So hold on. Excuse me. You still there, Elmo? It says for watching. I'm trying to figure out who's still with us. Let me know in the chat, please. You know what? Actually, well, I'm waiting for you guys to. Um, Trying to figure out directions though. I'm looking up directions, so hold on, you guys. Um, how do I go? Oh, here we go. Okay, boom. To find out which Walmart is, hold on. No, you idiots, Walmart. It's a 45-minute drive, 15-minute drive. So from Susan and Bobby's house to Walmart Supercenter, it says 39 miles, 41 miles, about 45, 50 minutes. So, hold on a second. Hold on. Pole, Sun, Montana. It's about 57 miles. So we'll just say they went to Kalispell, Montana. The Walmart there. You still there, Alamo? Who's all watching? It says 4 watching now. I know I'm one of them because, well, I'm watching it, but. Let me refresh. Are people away from their computers or something? Can y'all hear me? No, I didn't, Alamo. Alamo, are you going to be here for a while? Oh, okay, Ray. Thanks for joining the live stream, Ray. Thanks for responding too. Some people just watch, and I'll ask them if they can see or hear, or like, I'll ask them if they can write in the chat if they're here, and they don't respond. So, hey, Ray, I'm gonna go to your channel and subscribe to you. Please subscribe back if you don't mind. I'm trying to build this channel up. 1,000 subscribers. I subscribe to you. Alamo, I didn't know his videos are down. Hold on, give me a second, because I'm checking something out. Get the fuck over there. Damn computer is acting slow. I click on something and it doesn't want to go. It's like, what the hell? Got a notification. Alamo, what were you saying yes to? I'm gonna go check out the Octopus channel. His vids aren't down though. I looked and I see him up. Okay, Ray Reddington, I subscribe to you. Please subscribe back. Alma Rose, you said yes, but I don't know what you're saying yes to. I don't remember what I said that you said yes to. Sorry. And his channel is not down. Or his videos aren't down. So let me hold on, I gotta keep facing the phone down because I don't like showing the desktop screen, because I don't know if there's some stuff there that I'm not supposed to, show. And I just want to go from here to YouTube and not just have to worry about, not responding kind of bullshit. I'm probably going to end this live stream because I want to write some more about the story. I'm getting hooked into it now. But I remember the location. Alamo, where you at? Did you want to be part of the story? Are you even there? It's the shit I'm talking about too. This screen goes flickering and it shows the desktop. And I don't want to show the desktop. Ugh. Okay, so I'm gonna. Do you guys want me to continue? I mean, I can continue if you guys want. Just might take me a little while to come up with some more ideas. for the story, but you guys want to be. I wasn't gonna include too many people, but I mean, like within reason, I'll include some of y'all if y'all want to be part of the story. Get this, get this thrill of the chase story going. You know. Hold on. There we go. I like this. What I'm doing is using the phone, using the rings on this binder to hold my phone up. So I put it between the two rings. It'll be like, here's my phone, and here's the rings, and I'll just put them like right there to where it sits. Kind of like a, hold on. Like I'll set it here between the two rings. Get some crackers. Who's all watching? Let me know in the chat, please. Don't make me sound like a broken record either. If you guys want to be part of the story, communicate with me. Let me know. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Alamo, I wrote you back on Gmail just to let you know. If any of y'all want to be involved in this, if you're watching, let me know if you want to be involved in the story. Hold on, be right back. Hold on. Hey, JT. What story? The one about you making people dizzy with your phone camera? Going on, JT? Thanks for watching. If you don't mind liking, commenting, and subscribing, that would mean a lot. You subscribe to me, I'll subscribe back. Trying to find out who's all here. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hold on. Let me see something right quick. Mm. Y'all have to give me a second. Still waiting for people in the chat to respond. I don't know if they heard me or not. Alamo, where you at? Oh, that's weird. Um, Hold on a second. Rewatching. Trying to get some people to interact, y'all. Um, Snap. So I'm gonna hit me up in messages if you guys want me. Well, I'm gonna work on the story a bit. Well, you know what? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna end this live stream. I'm gonna start up another live stream about Forrest Fenn and the thrill of the chase. But thank you all for liking, commenting, subscribing. We got 221 subscribers. Means a lot. Um, I'm going to live stream right after this, so feel free to join on the next one. And I'm gonna get some people going in the thrill of the chase and stories. This was just part one of the chase story. It's gonna be a big story, y'all. I just haven't had time to. I didn't take time to write the story out, but now it's motivating. Just with the story I put out there, it's getting to be off the top of my head. That was off the top of my head. I'm gonna be like writing more characters and putting more to the story and talking about it in the live stream. So I love y'all. Take care. God bless. And I will see you in the next stream, which is right after this one. Peace out. Okay, I'm back, y'all. It's me, WFG. What up? Hold on. What the heck? I'm back live streaming, but oh. I stopped and then I streamed again. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. It says one watching now. But I'm going to edit the... Come on now, you fucking retard. Okay. Why the hell does this thing keep... It continues where I last left off as if I never ended the stream. It's like, what the heck? I'm trying to do a completely different stream, but it's like, what the hell's going on? Hold on. Excuse me. I hate that. It's like I thought I ended that. And now it's keeping on. I don't care. I'm here to discuss whatever you guys want to talk about, but I'm kind of... You know what? Actually, I was gonna... Dang it. Hold on. I was gonna do it a certain way, but... Okay, thanks, Ray. Are you watching now, Ray? If so, can you interact in the chat so I know nobody's ignoring me? I'll be right back. I'm gonna check something out. Okay, I'm back. Okay, hold on. Setting this tripod down. Oh, snap. I'm gonna have to end this live stream, you guys. I got like... Well, you know what? No, I'm not. Hold on. I forgot I have a charger. Dang it. Ah! Oh, this piece of crap. I'm gonna have to set you guys down here. It's gonna be difficult for me to get this. I'm charging the phone. right now. It's at like 18%. So okay, now that we got that freaking thing set up, hold on. I got a notification, so get the fuck over there. Shit. Piece of shit. Hold on. This fucking thing's being a bitch. Excuse my American. I just don't care no more. I really just don't care no more. Okay. Trying to set this damn thing, it's always got to be complicated shit, you know? Again, of course. You know what? Fuck this. Hey, Jay, hey, idiot trying to comment in the chat. Get the hell out of here. We don't need you. We don't got time for that. You're just trying to make a scene, trying to be a show off. Be gone. Okay. Report you. Yeah. We had some loser trying to come in here trying to make a scene and stuff, y'all. So I reported them. I don't have time for that. Oh, you piece of shit. I'm here to have a good time, chat with y'all, hang out. Okay, dokie, hold on. Flagging them. I'm gonna change the, well, screw it. I'll do that. Right there. Boom, boom, boom. $105 ago. What the hell? If you're just joining, let me know in the chat who you are, where where you're from or whatever. Well, you don't have to give out where you're from, obviously, but just say something. I'm kind of just. I got this phone set down here so I can actually have my hands free. Hold on 1 second. Taking a picture or something. You guys, I'm gonna say this. Be careful for some of these idiots that get in the chat. I kind of don't want to say their name, but they like to get on the chat and start talking smack, and I don't tolerate that. This this channel is for like video games or whatever. It's like a lot of stuff, and I don't like to I don't allow nobody to get on the chat and start talking shit to y'all or whatever. If they're gonna do that, they need to go the fuck somewhere else because I don't put up with that. I don't want that done to me, so I don't do that to nobody else, And y'all have been nice, joining the chat, at least watching these videos. It means a lot. So I'm not letting nobody come on here and talk shit about me or you guys. Because I'm not going to be like an idiot, and say, well, as long as they're not talking shit about me, I don't care. I don't want them talking about nobody. If they ain't got nothing nice to say, they don't need to be saying nothing. So, you guys want to talk about Forrest Fenn or grammar? Anything? You know what? Actually, let me change the. I was gonna do the grammar hammer though, but I don't know. You know what? Actually, I just thought of a good idea. Slash. Forrest Fenn grammar hammer slash discussion. Okay, I had to change the name. I love Forrest Fenn though. I love how he uses his words. William Sparks, welcome. What were you saying? That's right to I don't know who you're talking. I'm assuming you're talking to me, but I don't know what you're talking about. But welcome to this channel. I'm just asking because I don't know what you're talking about. You said that's right. Trying to figure out what made you say that. Welcome to the channel, the live stream. This is another day we're doing this. Woo! Thank you for joining the chat, man. I like chatting with people, having people to talk to. At about 4 o'clock, 4:30, I'm going to be taking off. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Got about 4 hours. I'm doing a story though. If you're interested and want to be part of the story, it'll be awesome, dude. I'm telling the story, but I want to get a lot. I want to get a lot of y'all into the story. Actually, my hot water. I'll be right back. Got some of this hot cocoa from what do you call it? Hopefully, it should show up in a little bit. Oh, there we go. Hot cocoa mix, and at the place I went to, what do you call it? The place I went to do the hayride and stuff. Oh, okay, yeah, I got you, William. Thanks. I like to keep the channel decent, like everybody else. Like that one chick said on the news, ain't nobody got time for all that. That was hilarious. That black chick, she was funny as fuck. It's like, ain't nobody got time for all that. Yeah, we ain't got no time for negativity, man. Just positivity. I got three of these from the I got three of these things from the hayride. I gotta upload that video too. Dang it. Um, I'm making this hot cocoa, and then if you want to be part of the story, let me know though, please. Um, I'm gonna work on. I just got the first part of the story. Well, not first like part of the whole story, but first part of the story going. Got the ball rolling. I am gonna do an explanation on how we got there and like everything before. That's just the start of it. Give me a second. I'm making some hot chocolate. Ah. I'm gonna do some brainstorming. There's another live stream video I did that explains this first half of the story, or not first half, first part of the story. I don't know if this is included, this is including that story, because I stopped that live stream, the last live stream I did. I'm gonna go into some more details. I just want to get people join in the story. I'm in what do you call it? I'm in Michigan. What state are you from, William? And do you want to be part of this story? Like, you want to have a character? You can make a character. If you want to be part of the story, I'm going to tell. This is a Forrest Fenn discussion, grammar. Ooh, Missouri, nice. This hot chocolate is good. If you want a character, let me know in the chat, and we could talk about it right now. Like, you can tell me what you want the character to be like, and I'll come up with I'll put him in the story. Just let me know if you want to be part of this story I'm doing. Forrest Fenn stories, or Thrill of the Chase stories. And got 3 watching now, me included. Oh gosh, I lay off the hot cocoa though. So I'm gonna actually look up what was those Polaris is what those are. What? $1,000 for that? What? Those Polarises are nice. Oh, it's a windshield. That is nice. Polaris. RZR 900. They got 4 of them. Susan and Bobby own. Susan and Bobby. Last name Baker. Own 4 of them. I'll still be here. Um, hey William, do you wanna? I'm gonna subscribe. Well, I think I've subscribed to you already. You want to talk on the phone sometime about the characters and stuff, or chat actually? We can chat actually instead of the phone. But we can chat on Google Chat. Gmail me how you want the character to be and stuff. We can do that. No, excuse me. Um, just let me know like what kind of character. I'll probably do a character sheet and then actually I'll do that right now. Come up with the character sheet. I'll still be here if you're willing to chat. Are you able to live stream? Oh, you don't have that many subscribers, do you? Dang it. Oh, you got 1 subscriber. I'm like your only subscriber. Um, what was I gonna say? Dang it. I'll still be here. I'll be waiting. Um, hold on a second. Oh snap. I'm gonna come up with the character sheet, and I'll take a picture of it, and then if you got, hold on, let me see, if you got a Gmail or some email, I can, or some way to contact you, or let me know in the comments, you know. But let me know in the comments what you want the character to be. I'll actually show a picture of this on the video on the live stream. Name. Where they live. Relatives. Job. Hobbies. Um, let me see. You know what? Um, how do I do this? Wilderness. Oh, 10 hours. There we go. Oh, snap. I'll, doing some forest sounds, forest and nature. I'm doing a character sheet. Gonna have the name, where they live, relatives, job, hobbies, vehicles they drive, vehicles they own actually. Okay. Give me a second. Oh, give me a second, you guys. I'll be right back. One thing now. Oh yeah. I'm gonna actually do this character sheet later. I'm gonna get into let me get the book actually. One second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna go back into studying that poem again. Excuse me. Actually, give me another minute. I'm gonna open these windows. Actually, what time are you? What time is it? Okay. Back to this bad boy. Okay, we're gonna go back to studying the poem. The other stuff I'm gonna do, like the character sheet. If you guys want to know, if you guys want to be part of the Forrest Fenn story, I'm gonna do it. I don't know if I'm gonna do it live stream, but I'm gonna do it in videos, in the video form. I looked up the word begin in the dictionary, and again, I got this book with us so that we can look into it. Begin means to start the first part of a process or something. Begin definition. Start, perform, or undergo the first part of an action or activity. So you start or perform or undergo, like basically that's where to start. He said if you know where to start, well, he told us where to start. Begin at where warm waters halt. What the hell? The first part of an action or activity. So what is the activity that we're doing? We're solving, but we're constructing. We're drawing the blaze. How do we know this? Because found. the blaze. Watch this. Boom. Oh, snap. There we are. Found the blaze. 3 words. Found the blaze. People looking for the blaze, and Forrest even said people are out there looking for the blaze because that's one of the clues. It's interesting. It's 9 lines away from begin it, and we start with it. It is 2 spaces. 2 is divisible, or 8 is divisible by 2. Like 2 times 4 is 8. Look at the blaze. 8 letters long. 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. IT, or something like that. You're using it to construct the blaze. Just those 2 words. Or that's part of the process. But you're starting the process right here. Begin it. Found the blaze. Now let's look up the word found. Found. Okay. Past and past participle of find, but we're not looking at it that way. We're looking at it in the verb. If you've been wise and found the blaze. Physically found the blaze as in you've already looked at the blaze, you've seen it, you're looking for it, you find it, it's already been found. Past tense. But also verb. Establish or originate, especially by providing an endowment. Construct or base, a principle or other abstract thing according to a particular principle or grounds of a thing. Serve as a basis for. See, in this way it says find, discover or perceive by chance or unexpectedly. It's using it, the word found it has 2 different meanings. Construct and past tense of finding the blaze. That's why I love the way Forrest Fenn did this poem. Hold on. So when we go to the poem, we begin it where warm waters halt. I noticed the I in it, this thing right here I was telling you about. In the first stanza, you got the word I on the 3rd file, and on the 2nd rank, you have the T, 32 degrees. The 3 and the 2. Very interesting. You cannot disregard these numbers, y'all. You cannot disregard them at all, whatsoever. Hold on. We need those numbers. We need numbers to figure this thing out. He didn't say architect for nothing. Okay. Begin. Now, notice the word begin. It. Used to refer to a thing previously mentioned or easily identified. Now, since it's not easily identified, well, yeah, to start finding it wasn't easily identified. So it might not be talking about that. Meaning the definition for it in the poem might not be easily identified, but it was previously mentioned. Because, like I said before, you start with the first stanza, but to solve it, you start with begin it. Hold on, give me a second. Found the place. Begin it. Now, one. He says treasures, plural. Why is that? Because of riches. Plural, too. And let's look up the word riches. Notice the word it is in riches. What? Oh, no, it's not. Okay, never mind. I was thinking the word riches was in... Never mind. It's not in riches. Material wealth. Valuable natural resources. Valuable natural resources. Now, hint of riches, new and old. Valuable natural resources. Notice the word natural. What do we have at the bottom? Gold. And hint of riches, plural though, new and old. Gold is a natural resource. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Look up resources. A stock or supply of money, material, staff, and other assets that can be drawn on by a person or organization in order to function effectively. That's a resource. Plural noun, resources. Resource is an action or strategy which may be adopted in adverse circumstances. Okay, one person watching. Resource, the ability to find quick and clever ways to overcome difficulties. So riches is material wealth or valuable natural resources. Gold is valuable and natural resource. Material wealth. Hint of riches. New and old. It's interesting. Forrest said there are very few words that what was it? Aren't important, I guess, but it's risky to discount any of them. And I think it's risky because either the number of letters in the word or what the word means, they all have a part in trying to figure out, help us trying to figure out how to solve this thing. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that it's risky to discount any of them tells me that each word helps in solving this thing. Hint of riches. Let's look up hint. A slight or indirect indication or suggestion. Hint of riches. A slight indication or indirect indication or suggestion of riches. Slight indication of riches. Indication. You gotta also look up the words like slight and indirect and indication. All those words. Indication. A sign or piece of information that indicates something. A slight sign or piece of information that indicates something. That word is deep, though. Hint. Hint of riches. Very small trace of something. Randy smiled with a hint of mockery. A very small trace of something. Look up trace. Watch this. Very small trace. It's used in a noun. A very small mark of something or object or other indication of the existence or passing of something. Very small quantity, especially one too small to be accurately measured. A very small quantity. So a slight, what was it? Very small. It says for trace, it's a very small quantity, especially one too small to be accurately measured. Let me get up here so you guys can see it. Very small quantity, especially one too small to be accurately measured. Very small quantity of something. Very small quantity of something. This trace means in the noun form, it's a very small quantity. A very small trace of something is a very small quantity of something. Hint of riches. So maybe the word riches is like, it's general, like treasures, gold, but it's mostly it's there so you can, oh snap, hold on. Let's look at the first stanza right quick. It's a very small trace. It's basically showing you, hey, small trace of something. Hint is the whole word. Of is the whole word, but you're only taking a small hint of each word to spell out horn, like I said before. A small quantity. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters in riches, it's one letter. Horn, but look at also horn right here. Very interesting. 19, 11, 12, 13. Hold on a second. 8. Oh, fuck. Yeah, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 12. So why is horn up and down right here? Why is it up and down there and scattered like that? Hint. For here, it's like, for this one, it's like, it's done that way on purpose because he's hint of riches, new and old. So it's like a small pinch of each word. I have gone alone there, past tense, obviously. Forrest Fenn said, begin it where warm waters halt. He says that's where you start. Actually, give me a second. Actually, you know what? Screw it, I was going to rename it, but I'm not going to do that. Only got 2 people watching. Okay. Okay. Oh, snap. Can't even see the glare off the computer. It's crazy. This is the first set of instructions. But notice, everybody's like looking in this area. You got to look where you started reading, because it is in there. It's previously mentioned, but it's hidden. He gives you a fair heads up. I can keep my secret where, and hint of riches new and old. He's keeping his secret where he can, and he's doing it, but he's also subtly and through this puzzle, this riddle of a poem, giving you, the location to the poem. Excuse me. Begin it where. Now look at the word where. W-H-E-R-E. In or to what place or position, in what direction or respect, in or from what source. Very interesting. In or from what source. Begin it where. Begin it from what source. Warm waters halt. What source do warm waters halt? That could be one way to look at the poem. Begin or in or to what situation or condition. Begin it to what situation or in what situation or condition warm waters halt. The situation or condition would be them halting in temperature when it's cold. Notice that not hot right there, like I was telling you all before. That's the situation. This whole thing is the whole poem is a mess. He says don't mess with it. This whole thing is a mess. It's mind-blowing how he does this. But he says everything you need is in the poem. And I believe it. I believe it. Hold on, let me check something out right quick. I'm trying to look at the okay. I was turning down the brightness on this, and I was wondering if it was affecting the quality of the video, but I don't think it is. So you read this one when you started it, Oh, you know what? I just saw this too. The framework. I just saw a part of the framework of this, the architecture of this poem. Look at the first sentence. As starts with an A. That's where you read first. But then B, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Look at the B. A, B goes in that direction. C, there's C right here. What if that was the next clue and then like you go straight down? Not straight down, but you keep going until you see a D. Wouldn't that be crazy? But my point is A, the first sentence, and this is the first clue. So A and then B. You read this first and then you start this first. Begin. Tells you start. And it's interesting, the begin and start are 5 letters long. I'm gonna go back to studying this poem though, y'all. I've been online for like an hour now. I'm getting tired, but I'm not gonna probably go to sleep. I'm gonna continue this a bit later. I don't know when, but I'll live stream. Hit me up if you guys want to live stream with me. Let me know what you think. I'm going to work on that story a bit before I upload a video. I'm probably going to start the first one all over, but I'm going to continue with the same story. I'm just going to start another video. Actually, I don't know. I might just do a whole a video, you know, with that story into it, and then add on to it in the video. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to continue where we left off, but I'm going to like flashback. But I'm going to actually explain that whole story and start from there, and then add some to it, and then just tell the story in videos instead of live chat. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for joining the video, and I will see y'all in the next video. Thank you so much. God bless.